Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Studio Ghibli Summer. I'm, of course, RussellStarTrek, joined by Oddboy.
Hello.
And after the masterpiece, really, that was Princess Mononoke, I didn't really know where the next movie would go. And oh boy, did it go in a direction all right. If you guys can't tell by the title and the thumbnail, today we're going to be discussing My Neighbors the Yamadas, which released in July of 1999, so 1 year before the new millennium began.
Yeah, so we're finally gonna be done with the 90s Ghibli era, which, Jesus Christ, man. Like, besides a few hidden gems, this was just a terrible time.
Yeah, but I don't even know if honestly I want to do this. It's just, oh God. So it may be obvious as to what the reaction might be, or our thoughts on it, but it's just wow.
What is this movie? It's a perfect description.
It's something. This was made with a budget of around $15 million in U.S. money, at least. In Japan, it only made about $11.9 million, and while we could not get a fixed worldwide box office, we estimated that it made around $12 million. So this was really it was the first Studio Ghibli movie to actually bomb at the box office. And
it shows.
Yeah. Like, while I can fully admit that while I hate, Only Yesterday, I'm not counting Ocean Waves because that was technically a TV movie. While I hate Ocean Waves, it did have somewhat of a plot, and it did fairly well. So like that, I could at least, more understand, like, people could, maybe like it a little bit more because it actually had a nice coherent plot. This had really nothing going for it.
There's actually no plot. It's just like a series of events.
Yeah, you're really just experiencing like these events with this family, the Yamadas. And yeah. And this was directed again by Issa Takahata, who you guys haven't seen before. He has had a let's just say mixed consistency with directing Ghibli movies. He started off great with Grave of the Fireflies, which, while it was an emotional mess, it's still overall a great movie. Then he did Only Yesterday, which was a bonfire of bullshit that I hated with a passion.
Exactly.
And then he moved on to
Pompoko.
Oh, he did Pompoko.
Yeah.
Oh, no. I was thinking Poco Rosso. What the fuck am I saying? Yeah, then he moved on to Pompoko, which was alright.
Just very mid.
Mm-hmm. And then, did he do one more before this? I'm not sure. Okay, and then obviously he just did, then he did My Neighbors the Yamadas. And while this isn't as bad as Only Yesterday, it is very, very forgettable.
Yeah.
Like, I could definitely watch Pompoko over this because that at least has somewhat of a plot. This is just like nothing. It's just like you're experiencing these moments that this family has, and there's really nothing to connect with them.
Yeah.
Like, legit, all we have for the summary is that the Yamadas are a normal Japanese family. Father Takashi and his wife Matsuko argue over a TV remote control. Grandma Shigi always brightens the day with her proverbs. And daughter Nanako likes to get lost in shopping centers.
Like, what kind of fucking summary is that?
I mean, yeah, pretty much. like it's like I said, it's a pretty nothing movie. Like really, there's no plot. It's just these moments that you're experiencing, which I think consisted of almost 20 different shorts. Like, fuck me, man. I've heard of anthology movies, but I didn't think it would. I didn't think I would ever watch a movie that had 20 different shorts within an hour and 40-minute time span. Oh God. um. Yeah. Unless you want to add anything else with the cast now.
Yeah, let's just go to the cast.
So we have the father, Takashi, played by Jim Belushi. Which he was a fairly popular actor in the 80s and 90s. He was of course the brother to John Belushi, who was in a lot of comedies in the 80s, fairly popular ones too, including Animal House and the Blues Brothers, but did unfortunately pass away in the late 80s. But Jim Belushi, he has starred in a fairly consistent amount of stuff, including Red Dawn with Arnold Schwarzenegger, Little Shop of Horrors, the remake, and Trading Places, and being a prominent role in the very popular TV show Saturday Night Live, as well as also being in Jingle All the Way as well. And he does all right as the father, but really nothing else to say.
Yeah, nothing really special. Yes, that's all I can really say to him.
Next up, we have the wife, Matsuko, played by Molly Shannon, and she's also a fairly prominent actress. Also being being on Saturday Night Live, but also appearing in A Night at the Roxbury, as well as the Jim Carrey version of How the Grinch Stole Christmas, Talladega Nights, Osmosis Jones, and several other fairly popular comedies around the 2000s and 2010s. She does, again, all right. Nothing really much to say. What about you, Franco?
I feel like all these characters, like all the cast members, just do okay with the characters. Like I can't really. I just think the characters are just okay. It's nothing really special. So I can't really think of anything else to say, but like, oh, it's just okay.
Yeah. Next up, we have CG, which I think is the grandmother, right? Yeah.
Yeah, she is the
played by. She's voiced by Trace McNeil, or McNeely. Funnily enough, she did also appear in another Studio Ghibli movie before this. If I can remember what she was in, though.
She was in Princess Mononoke.
Oh, she was also I think she was also the lady of or she was the voice of the pregnant lady in Kiki's Delivery Service.
I'll go check that.
The one that she like the one that takes her in, Kiki, so that she could start like her little business. And then she was a wise lady in Princess Mononoke. And then she would make one final appearance after this, which we'll probably get to sooner or later. But yeah, I think she's all right. I didn't really recognize her actually until reading the cast. I was like, wow, wait, she's in other Studio Ghibli movies. But what did you think about her in the movie?
I mean, like, I do like the grandma. I think the grandma might be my favorite character of the movie, but like, that's not really saying much because this whole I don't know. I just can't think of I can't think of any way to describe this movie. But I think the grandma overall is my favorite character, and I think Trez just did solid overall.
All right. Next up we have Nobuo or Noburu. I
No,
think I don't know.
no, bro.
Nobuo. Played by Daryl Saber. Uh, I didn't really recognize him at first, and then I'm looking him up now. But he was in pretty much all of the Spy Kids movies,
Oh Jesus.
as well as playing a prominent role in both The Polar Express and Finding Nemo. So, yeah, I think he does all right. He does play a bit of a dick of a kid, if I had to be honest.
I mean, the brother's kind of annoying to me, but overall, it's not bad, I guess.
Yeah, all right. And then finally we have the daughter, Nanuko, played by I'm probably gonna
Liliana.
butcher it. Liliana Mumley. I didn't really recognize her for anything. She was apparently in some of the Santa Claus movies, as well as The Loud House as well.
Oh Jesus Christ.
And also apparently in some of the Lilo and Stitch movies as well. She will make a prominent appearance in another Studio Ghibli movie. I want you to guess which one it might be.
I'm not gonna take a guess.
You don't want to get spoiled on it?
I mean, I don't care if I get spoiled or not, but like, I just don't like. I kind of hate when people it's like, all right, take a guess on what this one is. Like, bitch, I don't even know. Just say it. Like, just get it over with. It's like, that's just me ranting. But like,
I guess you don't know. I can kind of understand that, but
unless you want to, like, oh, you want to say it?
Yeah, I was just gonna say, well, it's not really spoiler-ish. It's just
All
like
right.
she was in this movie, but not only she was in this movie, My Neighbors the Yamadas, she's also gonna later on appear in this marathon in Howl's Moving Castle. So I'm kind of interested to see how she's gonna do in that one. But yeah, I think she did all right.
All right, yeah. Howl's Moving Castle is about to get way more interesting for me. Like, I don't think I've said this at all this whole marathon, but
Oh, I think I know what you're talking about. Yeah, I don't think you have.
basically, besides Spirited Away and Ponyo, which I've already seen, I was like, in terms of most excited for Studio Ghibli movie that I've not seen yet, Howl's Moving Castle is probably one of them. If you know me, then you probably know Azalea22, great streamer by the way. And I every time I like talk to her about Studio Ghibli, she always says that Howl's Moving Castle is her favorite. So that just kind of gets me more excited to watch it. But now that I'm hearing this, I'm even more interested in seeing that.
Yeah, I think the one that I was most interested in, besides the two that we have already seen, which again was Spirited Away and Ponyo. I think the one I was interested in seeing the most was obviously Princess Mononoke, and that was a great movie. So I don't really have that much expectations for Howl's Moving Castle. I mean, I've heard it's one of the better Ghibli films, but I didn't want to, psych myself up too much. So yeah. Is there really any favorite scenes from this movie? I don't really have any.
I feel like there's one that just kind of got me. But
There's a lot of like freeze frame moments throughout, but like nothing like no actual scene in the movie where I'm like, oh, I love that scene. So yeah, I'm just gonna say really no favorite scenes for me.
I feel like I don't think I have a favorite scene, but there is one scene that did kind of get me. I kind of chuckled at it, at the very least. So it's near the beginning of the movie. Like I said, like we said, there's basically no plot to this. It's all cut into 19 different segments, and in one of these segments, the family is in a car. They're just riding the car, and they're just kind of arguing, traditional family stuff, and then I forgot who asked. It's one of the parents, but like they asked like can't you be quiet like Nanako is, and then the brother's like, wait, she's not here. and then the family.
Wait, I think that's like the first segment in the movie.
Oh Jesus!
Yeah, I think cause it's not the one where like they leave her in like the store.
Yeah,
And they're all like driving back, they're arguing with each other. It's like, hey, can't you just be like, quiet like your sister? And she just turns around and just goes, she's not here. And they're both like, what are you talking about? I'm like, and she's just like, she's not in the car. And they both just like, oh no.
Now you fucked up.
How the fuck do you forget your own daughter?
Yeah. So anyway, they're going back to the store, but there's traffic. So they have to wait, and I think we cut to like not Nanako, but there's nothing really special. She just sees like a boy who's lost as well.
Yeah, I was gonna say like this boy has lost his parents too.
Yeah.
And so is it only one of them? Oh no. I think it's just like her, just like his parents, and then she's like, yeah, my whole family left me. And she walks up to like one of the cashiers or like one of the store attendants, and she's like, excuse me, ma'am, this boy has lost her parents, and I was wondering if you could help her or help him. And she's like, oh yeah, just give me the name. And she's like, blah blah blah, his name, whatever. And she's like, oh yeah, what's your name? And like, are you like, oh, what are you, his sister? And she's like, no, I legit just met him like not even 5 minutes ago. And then yeah, the whole fiasco when they get there and they walk up to like one of the attendants.
I was gonna say, I think after that we cut back to like the family in the car, and like they're slowly moving up because of course traffic. And then the dad decides to play some tunes, and then this is what
I know what you're talking about.
This is what caught me off guard. So the dad decides to play some tunes to pass the time, and then
because he's like shifting gears, and he's like, all right, he shifts gears, and then he turns on turns on the radio, and what was the song? It was like something like Mr. Kitty, where are you?
It's basically
I lost you. Where did you go?
Yeah.
Something along those lines. And he's like, oh shit.
Yeah.
And then his wife's sitting there like, what the fuck was that?
Like that definitely got me. Like what bad timing?
Like Jesus Christ.
But yeah, it's specifically that part that got me. But other than that, there's really nothing else.
Yeah. Do you want to do the fun fact for this?
I mean, it's very short, so fuck it. But I'll do it. So, fun fact: did you know that this was Studio Ghibli's first 100% digitally animated film?
This is not like any of the other ones that we mentioned, because I think last time when we discussed Princess Mononoke, you said that they did like some scenes digitally.
Yeah, I know. Whisper of the Heart.
No. It was Whisper of the Heart. That's what it was.
Yeah, that was the first one. I don't even know if they did any.
But it was. You said it was only during like the dream sequences, right? Or like the sequences that take place during like her story.
I think. Well, that's what you said at least.
Yeah, it was very noticeable because they had to try to combine elements.
Yeah,
but I'm not sure about Princess Mononoke. I think that was totally like traditional.
Yeah, like Whisper of the Heart was the first one to use some of it, but this film was the first one to just completely be digital. So,
and I think it's because, or you want to explain?
Yeah. So basically, director Takahata wanted the art style of watercolor pictures, which needed digital technology to get the style right.
I'm not sure if the watercolor look was in the manga because yes, this was based off of a manga series. Surprisingly enough, I'm not sure if the manga series that this was based off of had like the same like watercolor kind of look, or if it was just for the movie. If we can try and throw like pictures up of the manga itself, we would definitely will. But I don't know if it's like he wanted to be as true to the manga as possible, or he just wanted to give the movie its own kind of flair. But yeah, like it's honestly kind of hard to notice that this is a 100% digital movie, but I guess if you learn that and look back at it, it's kind of easy to tell why, because like maybe this is like the animation is slightly different compared to like a traditional Ghibli film. Like even just going from like Princess Mononoke to this, you could even like besides just the whole different art style, I guess you can kind of tell which one's like traditional and which one's digital.
Yeah, and I guess I'll say this right now. I do not like this art style or animation.
It's weird, yeah.
It's so weird. Like, if I could describe it, like, if you've seen like any like, I'm choosing specifically Cars because like if you've seen the deleted scenes where like they hand draw, like deleted scenes, it's basically that.
Well, yeah, because yeah, the for anyone who doesn't know, the deleted scenes for Cars that they show off, they never really fully animated them.
Yeah,
so they just
like
took
pencil drawn.
They basically took the storyboards for those sequences and kind of just like spliced, or they just edited them together to make it seem coherent.
Yeah,
and obviously added like dialogue and over it. But really, it's just like the storyboard's kind of like chopped kind of together to make a full scene.
Yeah,
so I guess I could kind of see that.
I'll throw some
but it's
screenshots.
Two very, very different styles, I would say.
Yeah, I'll throw screenshots just to give you guys an idea. And also, like, I guess this is kind of like another this probably just me, but like this movie, like the borders are just faded white. Like it gives me some Caillou vibes because like there's really yes, I know Caillou. Like I'm pretty sure most of us hate Caillou, but like that's all I can think of because like the borders are just faded white, and when I saw that I was like, oh, this like Caillou. But it's basically a mix of both of those, if I describe it. And I just don't like it. It's
very weird for a Ghibli film to go.
Like I remember
this style.
Like I remember when I rented this, I was like, "Am I watching the right movie?" Because I was just like, "There's no way in fuck that this is the same studio who did all the other Ghibli movies." But it is.
I don't really think there's anything else to mention.
I was gonna
say besides our final thoughts.
Well, I was gonna say, even though I don't have this as a fun fact, we can't find any research of this, but apparently Nintendo was involved with this movie.
Yep.
It like if you watch the credits, like I think around the last minute of the credits, it says special thanks to, and Nintendo's one of them.
Yeah, we'll throw the screen cap up, but like, that surprised me. And like you said, we tried to look for information about this, and so far there has been no documentation from anyone, not even Nintendo themselves, that full out states that they like what kind of involvement that they had with the making of My Neighbor the Yamadas.
Yeah.
So. Another fucking movie that Nintendo barely had any involvement in. Whoopee.
Yeah, I just don't know anymore.
So, Franco, what are your final thoughts on My Neighbor the Yamadas?
Very forgettable, definitely. It's not a bad movie. Like, I'll just say that right now. It's not a bad movie.
But it's not a good movie either.
Like, it's not as, like, I wouldn't call it a bad movie like Only Yesterday or Ocean Waves, where I absolutely did not like it. Because there were some moments where I did like this, but, like, in general, it's just kind of boring, but also, it just doesn't make sense. Like, there's no plot, so, like, all this action just happens, like, back and forth, just, like, right in your face. And...
yeah.
I just can't process what the hell was even happening, especially Russell.
Yeah. But I mean, honestly, basically what Franco said, I feel the same way. Like, while I wouldn't put this on, like, the bad level as, like, Only Yesterday or Ocean Waves, it is very forgettable, and this is something that I would not be coming back to a lot. I feel like I would definitely watch, like, Pom Poko or Ponyo or even Nausicaa over this, because I feel like that even this has a more confusing plot than Nausicaa,
Which,
and
like,
there's no plot in this at all.
yeah. So, like, how the fuck do you even accomplish that?
So yeah, my personal grading for this will pretty much be letter grading, like a D plus, pretty much
Yeah,
one of those two.
I'm giving it D plus as well. Like,
Letter grading, yeah, or tier ranking, put it in the D category because there's really nothing much to this movie.
yeah, like, yeah, like I obviously we watched this over only yesterday and Ocean Waves, obviously, but like honestly,
It's very low on the list.
yeah, honestly, we'd rather play Pompoko.
Hey, yeah.
But yeah, it's like
But anyway, guys,
I'm not sure if I
what?
would. I'm not sure if I would even recommend this movie, honestly.
I don't think to a casual viewer I would recommend this.
Yeah,
For someone who's getting into Studio Ghibli, I mean, obviously I would recommend this just to at least watch it once and to know like what it's like. Then yes, I would recommend it, but I just say be careful with this because you would probably go insane just by watching it.
yeah. I mean, like,
just with how batshit crazy it is.
I mean, I hate the animation. The music is okay, I guess.
The music, yeah, the music is very good.
The characters are okay. Like, I like the grandma, but not to a whole, but like not that much. Uh,
Yeah.
there was a scene where I kind of connected with the father or kind of felt for him, but other than that, I yeah,
What even was that scene? Because I didn't really connect with.
it's like the scene where like he is outside and he forgot his umbrella and like he's on the phone with like his family. It's like, hey, can one of you get my umbrella? And then they're arguing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and
And
then
then like the wife's talking to him, and then like the grandma interrupts him, and then the wife is talking back to the grandma, and like but like the son comes up and
yeah,
he's trying to talk, and then she's like yelling at him, and he's
yeah.
just like, well, fine, I'm just
Yeah,
gonna go and buy a new one. I don't
yeah,
care.
the father gets pissed and he's like, "Fuck it, I'll just get my own umbrella." And then this is what got
Yeah.
me. It's like,
Yeah, and then like
and then the mother's
she's
like, "Oh, nice. Can you also get some beef while you're on it?"
yeah, like raw beef. So he's like, okay, sure.
Yeah, and like the father,
Like
like I felt with the father for that tiny bit because like I hate when people ask me for some, like I hate when they constantly ask me for shit.
yeah,
But other than that, that was pretty much it. It's nothing too deep. But yeah,
yeah,
overall, very forgettable movie. Not bad, but it's I'm not gonna come back to this. Um,
anytime soon, really.
honestly, like I just I can't process what the fuck even happened. There's actually no plot to this. There's
Yeah,
like
pretty much.
yeah, but if you have to, like, if you're going to binge watch the entire Studio Ghibli like movies, I just say fuck it, just go for this. Like, it's not gonna be something great, but it's not gonna be the worst experience like Only Yesterday or Ocean Waves was.
Yeah. So anyway, guys, that concludes this episode of Studio Ghibli Summer. As per usual, if you like this sort of content, make sure to hit that subscribe button and hit that bell icon to get notified when future videos are coming out. Also, go and check out Franco's channel on YouTube and Kick. He has some pretty enjoyable content over there. As for also, if you like, go and follow me on my social media pages: Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. That's when you guys get notified when future videos are coming out, or just about my personal life in general. You guys want to get notified or want to know what I personally think about a movie before the review comes out on YouTube, go and follow me on my Letterboxd page because that's when you guys will get the first kind of insights about what I think, such as this movie. Also follow me on my Twitch page. That's where I do basically my gaming stuff on there before it comes to YouTube. And yeah. But Franklin, you want to? I mean, we already said it.
We already know what the next one is. But in case
next time, it's gonna be the big one.
Yeah,
or one of the big ones. Tomorrow,
which is like
not tomorrow. What the fuck am I saying?
The next one is like objectively probably like the next one is objectively the best Studio Ghibli film as pretty much almost all the internet says. Yep, that's right. This next episode is going to be Spirited Away.
Yep.
And I know
we have both seen it already.
Yeah.
Once before, but obviously we're going to be watching it again for this, and we'll see if our opinion changes on it.
Yeah, and I know Crash has been waiting his ass off for that episode to come out.
Yeah, that's true.
So Crash,
every single video, he always comments something like, oh, next one is, this movie and whatever. And then ever since the, I think Whisper of the Heart, he's just like, oh, okay, almost there, Spirited Away. And every single time it's just always like, we're right there.
So yeah, Crash, get ready for that. And all of you as well.
Yeah. So anyway, guys, stay tuned for next time, where we're going to be tackling one of the bigger hits in Studio Ghibli's catalog. And I hope you guys enjoy this review, and stay tuned for next time for our review on Spirited Away. Live long and prosper. Out.
Pipe.
The fuck was that?
I don't know. Anyway, bye.
What the fuck?